Hello there, my name is Pavlo Stelmach and now we'll unveil the top news of recent days. Russia launched a large-scale missile attack against Ukraine this week in the early hours of January 2nd, 2024, targeting Kyiv region and Kharkiv. Almost 70 people were injured, at least 2 died. Some official statistics. First, in Kyiv, 27 people were hospitalized following a fire in a multi-story building damaged in the Russian missile attack. Kyiv authorities reported. An elderly woman reported died in avalanche.
All those injured, 130 people in total, are receiving and will continue to receive the necessary assistance. Kharkiv and the region, Kyiv and the region, Zaporizhia and all affected cities and areas. May all the victims of Russian terror rest in peace. And our utmost gratitude, the gratitude of Ukraine, goes out to everyone who is fighting and working to drive the enemy out of our land and to force Russia to end this war. And please pay attention to air raid alerts, these days especially. These savages want to inflict pain on Ukraine. It is imperative to safeguard lives. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine.
As the State Emergency Service reports, 130 residents were evacuated from the burning building. There were fires in several places in the Podilsky district. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Tuesday that Russia had launched almost 100 missiles of various types against Ukrainian targets, and that at least 70 had been shot down. Lately, Ukraine and Russia conducted a successful prisoner exchange, back on January 3rd. Why Putin put so much effort and money to send hundreds of Dagger missiles and rain a fire on the civilian population in Ukraine, and then at the same time exchange prisoners of war for Russians? Is there a contradiction? No, there is not. Some experts say it could be a clear sign that either Russian Tsar himself or his close elites are tired of this war and are trying to put a maximum effort in a short period of time onto President Zelensky and his team to force them to negotiations. Russian-made terms. There are voices heard every now and then, voices with Russian accents saying, "Oh, the world is tired of Ukrainian agenda." And lately Germany has also declined to give long-range Taurus missiles. So is the Western world tired of the war unleashed by Russia, as Russia wants us all to believe? Suit yourself. NATO will hold a meeting with diplomats and officials from the alliance members and Ukraine on January 10th to address the situation surrounding a wave of deadly Russian aerial attacks on Kyiv and other cities across the country. The military alliance press chief Dylan White said it in a post on X, formerly Twitter, on January 4th that Ukraine had requested the meeting through the format of the recently established NATO-Ukraine Council. And this is exactly the case. The NATO-Ukraine Council will hold an emergency meeting in response to Russia's recent massive missile attack on Ukraine. NATO's active support for Ukraine is as clear as an important signal of Euro-Atlantic unity given the escalation of Russian terror, whatever the terrorist himself likes to call it. What Ukraine will do now is obvious. We will use the crisis consultation mechanism of the NATO-Ukraine Council in accordance with the agreements reached within the framework of the Vilnius summit of the alliance. Of course, one of the key topics of the emergency meeting of the Council will be the issue of strengthening Ukraine's air defense. I stress out the air defense of Europe, as Russian missiles threaten not only Ukraine, but clearly all NATO member states, for example Poland and Romania, as we have seen lately.
NATO has supported Ukraine's request for an extraordinary NATO-Ukraine Council meeting in response to Russia's mass air strikes. One of the key topics will be strengthening Ukraine's air defense, an important sign of Euro-Atlantic unity in the face of Russian terror escalation. Dmytro Kuleba, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, on social network X, formerly Twitter.
Enhancing Ukraine's defense capabilities is also enhancing NATO's security, as simple as that. This is exactly what those Russian accented voices. They want you to become tired of what they call Ukrainian agenda. But the truth is, there is no Ukrainian agenda. There is no such thing as Ukrainian war. It is a war for human values such as freedom, sovereignty and human dignity, universal human values, not only Ukrainian ones. And their war for universal values is a universal agenda. And a worldwide international agenda of safety means to make Ukraine win this war as soon as possible, so the whole world is not dragged in. That concludes our today's video. Thank you for watching. Stay updated. Comment, like and subscribe to our UATV English channel for more news from Ukraine. Your support is that really matters. Goodbye.